We're extremely excited to talk to you. I'm once again joined by my co-host DJ Rostar, who you've known for such a long time during the music scene in the 2000s, and we're excited for the next chapter in Zebrahead. So I guess talk about how did this. What process did you go to find a new lead singer? I mean, did you have to audition, have him play old songs, or tell us all the details? We're dying to know.
Well, what happened was we got home from the our last tour before like the pandemic kicked in and stuff. In Europe, we were out with Sum 41, and before we left, like the tour was fantastic. Like those dudes are really cool. The shows are fantastic, and before we left, like I was talking to Matty, and we were just talking about the next album and how excited he was to like get to work on it and continue touring because the tour went so well. And so the pandemic happened and we all went home. And then we started like sending ideas back and forth just to start writing, through email and stuff. And then Matty kind of went dark, right? Like he wasn't really responding. And we were like, okay, everybody is dealing with pandemic and all these issues differently. So we just kept sending ideas and we weren't really getting much of a response. And then one day we get this text from him and he's like, you guys, I'm no longer in the band as of today. I just wanted to make it official, whatever. And that was it. And so we were kind of like in shock when that happened. And, initially we took a few days and kind of regrouped and decided we wanted to keep going and we didn't want to stop. And I was talking to Ben at the time and I was like, I don't even know where to start from here. Like, who could we even possibly think of that would be able to join the band? And he goes, you know what? Many years ago, our manager, Todd Singerman, he was really interested in this band. And the singer is like a rock star. His voice is amazing. And he's always stuck out to me. And his name is Adrian Estrella. I'm like, oh, rad. And then Dan goes, oh, I know Adrian. Like he used to come into a bar that I worked at, and he is amazing. Like I've seen him play. He's got a fantastic voice. He would be a perfect fit. And I'm like, well, I'm like, Dan, if you were friends with him, why don't you reach out and see if he's even interested? And then Dan reached out to Adrian, and fortunately, he was interested. And we didn't even audition anybody. We just pretty much when Adrian said he was in, we were like, yes. We're like, we didn't even need to audition him or anything. So he was our first choice. He was our only choice. And then thankfully he was into it. So that was my perspective. Adrian.
I love that. Yeah.
I mean, and we have like, we just recently, I think it was March 2019, one of the bands that sing for us, Who Survived, played a show with Zebrahead. And I got to, see the guys after a long time. I see Dan every now and then randomly, like I'll be in Vegas and Dan will be out in Vegas or, just around the OC and stuff. But yeah, I get this phone call from Dan. He's like, hey man, what are you up to? I'm like, well, I'm going to the studio later, but that's about it. He's like, you want to grab some beers and some dinner? I was like, hell yeah. So we met up and we went to a Hooters and had a couple shots, had some appetizers. And he was like, hey, so you're the new singer of my band, Zebrahead. I was like, what? And he's like, yep, you're the guy. I was like, okay. I was like, let's fucking do it, man.
I love that.
So it's been a great process. So
let me ask you that you put up the photo or the teaser video, and it ended with just your feet and your legs. And I feel like, because I frequent the Facebook group, the MFZB community, and I feel like almost immediately you were one of the top 3 guesses.
Yeah, a lot of people guessed it.
How'd they know your feet so well? I saw Ryan Key. I saw Ryan Key, and then a couple of people just making jokes in general, random SpongeBob, and then you. How did they know it was you?
I have no clue. That was like, it blew me away. And then like all the posts, and it was so hard because I couldn't join the MFCB Facebook group. Yeah. So I had all my friends join it. So I was literally like snooping on all my friends' phones, like looking at me as SpongeBob or me as half Adam Avril Lavigne, to the point where all my friends call me Adrian Lavigne, or what was it? Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. Yeah, I have no idea how they figured it out, but I will tell you what, Zebrahead fans are some of the most dedicated fans I've ever had the pleasure of working with. They're so, they figured it out. and they would be writing me, and I'd be like, no, I'm too busy. There's no way, I can't do it. And like all the while, like we're working our asses off. But it was great, awesome. and I had so many funny moments, and there was so many things to laugh about. And it got to the point where the band made a T-shirt with my lower half on it, so it's pretty wild.
I love it.
I think it's cool that you didn't come out and just say it right away. It was actually teased. So yeah, but you did release the news finally in the video. You did have a new logo of this, and I guess, is there new music? Does this have to do with the new logo? Is it going to be like heavier than this new chapter 3? What can you tease about this new song that's coming out July 30th?
Well, it's a new chapter, right? Because Adrian is now in the band. He's a huge part of the band, and we decided like we needed kind of a fresh logo, a fresh outlook. The songs are the ones that we've been working on. There's a variety of them. It's not like a specific like, oh, this is gonna be harder, this is gonna be poppier. It's kind of all throughout the spectrum, and I think people are going to be really stoked when they hear him. Adrian brings a lot to the table, and his voice is really cool. So we're really excited to get these songs out to the fans and see what they think.
By the way, I want to add, that question was actually from Aaron, who runs the community on Facebook. He's a big supporter of you guys, so I wanted to make sure he gets the credit for that one.
What's up, Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron's rad.
So people are wondering, you have Assuming We Survive, and you play with Mest, and now you're in Zebrahead. Are you going to be able to wear all 3 hats?
100%. I am. If you know me, you know how much of a workaholic I am. And the cool thing is that, like, this is such a big deal for Zebrahead, and my priorities never shift. But right now, I think the importance of Zebrahead and making sure that Zebrahead comes out swinging and that Zebrahead stays alive and bigger and better than ever before. I'm definitely putting all my eggs in this basket. Although there are, all the other stuff with Mest and Assuming We Survive, it's so much easier to work around. And luckily, I have a great team that will work around schedules and stuff like that. But yeah, the priority is definitely making sure that Zebrahead comes out swinging, and that we literally are the best version of this band that has ever been. So.
And you could potentially do a tour, all 3 bands, and you could just kill your voice every single night.
To be honest, it's weird. Like I lose my voice one time a year, knock on wood. And I've done double duty before on a full tour. And I mean, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be exhausting, but a lot of fun.
Well, Dan did the Australian tour with Zebrahead and Death by Stereo, is that right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Very cool. Well, speaking of tours, I mean, have you ever even thought about that yet? Like, what kind of set list you do? Obviously, you have the new songs. I mean, personally, I'll love it. Maybe it's been a long time since you actually performed any of the chapter 1 songs. So stuff from the first album, like Check or Get Back, maybe, or hey, I haven't even got to that point yet.
I mean, honestly, I'm just barely getting out of my house now. So
as we talked about earlier.
But I think right now, the way everything is with the pandemic, we do a lot of our shows overseas. So in a lot of the places where we play, they're still on lockdown, and they're, so they're not booking any shows. I think we're planning on doing the slam dunk shows in September. Hopefully, that looks like that's still going to happen. And that set is a little bit shorter. It's like 40 minutes. So, but once we start like booking, like headlining tours and stuff, we're gonna have the opportunity to play a lot more songs. And unfortunately for Adrian, it's gonna be a lot of homework learning all the older songs and stuff. But yeah, we plan on playing songs from the very beginning to the newer songs that we're writing at the moment. So it's gonna be rad. I'm really excited. I think being home for so long too, we're all itching to play some of the older stuff as well as the newer stuff. So hopefully sooner than later we'll get to make a proper set list and play like a lot of the different chapters that we've gone through in the band.
Adrian, do you have like a top 3 favorite Zebrahead songs besides the ones that you're working on right now?
I'll be honest, I literally stayed up last night listening to MFCB on repeat until like 4 a.m. while writing People Back. That whole record to me is just so rad, and it's one of the first records that I remember. But Blur, Into You, Falling Apart. I mean, those are just such good choruses and just slam so hard.
So you're in the band and you're like standing the band at the same time. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I think it's one of those cool things too. It's like the same. It's the same thing as like Mest. You know, I grew up, you know, such a big Mest fan as a kid and would play them religiously.
Absolutely.
And then same thing with, you know, Zebrahead. Like I grew up loving Zebrahead. When I was in the Army, I was listening to Zebrahead and it was, you know, bands that I loved. And now being able to, you know, be a part of those bands is kind of like mind blowing. But it also goes to show my work ethic and you know, and one of those things is like, if you want it bad enough, if you work hard enough, you know, you can get those dreams. And to me, like being in Zebrahead is definitely a dream come true, you know, and the guys are such hard workers, and some of the nicest guys on the planet. So I'm just so honored to be a part of this family. And then the fans, like I was just talking to Ali a little bit earlier and how I've been staying up every night throughout the day, no matter where I'm at, I'm literally writing people back on the, you know, NFCB group or on the Instagrams, and they've been so welcoming, you know, and it's pretty rad to be received that way.
And sorry, Ali, it probably makes you feel older than you want to feel, us talking about listening to you back in the day. So I apologize for both of us.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
He was 10 years old back then. That's okay.
Yeah,
But
I'm in my early 20s now.
Yeah,
But I
they
do
got signed
like-
when they were 13.
I do like that every record you've made, you try to expand the sound, but you don't do anything too drastic to alienate everybody. And I think that's really cool. And that's why I always tell people that Green Day is my favorite band, because they always have the Green Day sound, but they always try to do something a little bit different to, at least, you know, even for themselves, just to like not get bored doing the same thing over and over again. I imagine that's how you feel. You don't want to remake Playmate of the Year again or remake Waste of Mind or anything. You just want to keep going forward.
Yeah, totally. And again, like with Adrian and the influence that he brings with these new songs, it's like a whole different like feel, like in a really good way. So it's like a breath of fresh air, like super inspiring to start working on music again, having this different perspective. So it really does help us that, you know, we have been in the band for so long, and, you know, like you said, you always want to kind of flex different muscles and try to expand on your sound a little bit without losing your fan base, you know. And I think with Adrian, you know, he's been knocking it out of the park, and I think, you know, the fans are going to be pretty stoked on the song. So.
Well, we're super excited to hear it. The new song comes out July 30th. Ross, you got anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Oh, I can go on forever about this. I'm excited.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what the fans really want to know that you would tell us now, because I know you are doing a live.
Do we have a
chat on
title for
Wednesday.
this new song that's coming out at all? At least the title of the song, or is that's not complete yet?
Yeah, we're still literally doing everything. We're trying to get it ready to go by the end of the month, so we're trying to kick ass. But yeah, it's not
Stretch
there yet.
time.
I want to know about the I'll call it a hairspiration. I don't really know every look you've had, but I feel like you've just had your normal hair or maybe frosted tips back in the day. What made you go blue?
You know, when many years ago, I used to have my hair like pink and blue and purple and all that stuff. And then I think just being at home, literally being at home for a year and a half and just being bored out of my mind, I was like, hey, I'm super excited about, you know, this new chapter for us. And I was wanting to do something different. So I'm like, I'll just go back to the good old days when I used to bleach my hair and like, you know, put some weird color in it. So there wasn't really much thought put into it.
Well, plug the live chat before we go, because this will be out probably tonight, and we want to make sure they all watch you on Wednesday.
For sure. Adrian, you go.
So it'll be on the Zebrahead official Instagram at noon. We're going to do a live stream, and it'll be myself and Ali, and you guys can ask us anything you want. We'll try to answer as many questions as possible. Obviously, there's some things we can't divulge just yet, but you know, a lot of things will start coming to light, which would be great. But yeah, looking forward to see you guys there on Wednesday at noon Pacific Standard Time.
Can you give us one or two quick Zebrahead lines, a cappella? Go!
Everything's falling apart. I'll just leave it at that. Go to my Instagram. I was singing them live last night on my Instagram like a maniac.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go watch that. I didn't know you did that. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
good to
we
see you.
really
I hope to see you
appreciate
in
it.
Nashville soon.
Yeah,
Come
thank
on
you so
over.
much, you guys. Yeah, I can't wait to hang out with you guys.
And I think we speak for all fans. We're excited that Zebrahead's still continuing, and we welcome Chapter 3. We're so excited to hear the new music.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.